They're calling it the XA Alpha, and of course the Alpha appeals to the alpha male, the youngsters these days. And the X is for off-roading. It's 4x4, and that's of course the kind of appeal that Maruti is trying to attract here with this vehicle. It is just a concept at this stage. What's interesting is that a whole design team at Maruti here in India has also been responsible. It's not just Japanese who've worked on this particular concept. It's a new vehicle, so it'll take some time to come to the market, but the indications are that it will come to the market, and of course we'll address a price point well below 10 lakh rupees. At least that's the expectation. But let's get some more details then from one of the men who's right behind this project, Mr. C.V. Raman from Maruti.
So congratulations, sir, for the launch of Ertiga. If you could tell us more, when can we see this car in the market, and where is it really being positioned?
I think sometime in the first quarter of next year. Financial year is we will likely to see it.
Which is the segment in which it will be launched?
This is what we believe is a new segment. It's a compact MPV segment. Whatever MPVs you are seeing today are much larger, and we have, as Maruti Suzuki, felt the need that there is a requirement for a compact MPV, and we need to create a new segment and a new market through this offering.
So if we look at what is the size of this market, then how would you quantify it?
I think MPVs today are constituting, I don't remember the numbers, but it's constituting about 15%, 10 to 15% of the market. And there is a growth which we are seeing. And also we see that there is an increase in the households, which from the nuclear family to a slightly extended family. There is a need, a scene which is there, which says that there is a requirement for a 5 or a 7-seater vehicle. So we see that there is going to be a huge demand in this segment.
But sir, if we look at the competitors of Ertiga, who would it really compete with in the market?
As I said, it is really there is no comparison in this segment because it's a new segment. This is about 4.2 meters in length. The nearest are about 4.4, 4.5, and they are much larger. Ours is a compact. It is easily maneuverable in the city conditions, and we felt that there is a need for such a vehicle, and that's why we have launched this.
And sir, if you could tell us more about the design of Ertiga, what are the kind of investments, for instance, that has gone in, and what is the engine specification that powers Ertiga?
As far as investments are concerned, as said, today is a global launch. We're not talking about the investments as such, but as far as design is concerned, it is a truly a sporty design. It is something which is elegant. It is something which is passenger car-like. It moves away from the commercial image of the the MPVs which you currently see on the road. And all in all, it is having two good engine options. We launched the K14 engine, and also it is equipped with a high-power diesel 1.3 liter, which is there on the SX4. So that is also going on to this thing.
So here it is at spot number 6. It's nice to see a lot of Indian manufacturers getting very conscious about green technologies. Now this is something that you have to jog your memory and go back to the 2009 Frankfurt Motor Show. That's when Reva first showed the NXR as a concept. It is now ready for production, but sadly Mahindra Reva, as the company is now called, is not telling us the final specs of the vehicle. What you can see though, that it's a much more grown-up version of the old Reva, and in terms of styling at the back too, while some of the styling cues and lines may seem a little antiquated, overall it's a much more attractive package. And of course, remember, when it is a Reva, it has to be fully electric. So for the first time now you're seeing the NXR in the flesh, ready for launch by about July, and also, I have to quickly add, for the first time with the Mahindra logo in front. It's not just the cars, but it's also the bikes that are getting a lot of attention here at Pragati Maidan this year. And we spoke about not just the bikes, not just the cars, but a whole lot more with one of our favorite auto CEOs. Always a nice time to catch up with all of them here at the Expo. We spoke with Anand Mahindra, the Vice Chairman and MD of Mahindra & Mahindra.
One has been in this industry long enough to know that crowds don't necessarily make an uptick in the industry. And these are genuine crowds, of course. They're not media, as we figured out. So I shudder to think of what this is going to look like tomorrow when it's open to the general public. But what it does do, and I think does validate, is India's fascination with the automobile. We're very much like the Americans in that sense. So to the Americans, finding a vehicle, two-wheeler or four-wheeler, and hitting the open road is an expression of our lifestyle, is an expression of who we are. So if you come here, you'd be making a hazardous guess if you tried to translate this into next quarter's growth, let alone next year's growth. But if you use this to say the Indian market is going to grow by leaps and bounds, I think you'd be correct.
But what also is interesting for me, and especially at the Mahindra stand every time at the Auto Expo, is that it's not about the next quarter or the next year, but it's also about, you know, forward-looking, long-term direction. I remember you had done a whole lot at previous expos when it came to your defense business. This time we're seeing a big sort of step from you when it comes to green technologies. Where does that take you? Where is it that you want to go with that?
I made a fairly bold statement out there, but then we are accustomed to doing that here at Mahindra. And I said that we want to be game changers in the total mobility space. We want to help redefine how you look at commuting and mobility in the future. And I think the key frame of reference that we have, which is different, is that we are not saying here's a product, this is an alternate fuel product or a very low cost of commuting. Even that has been said. What we are saying is that we want to have a hand in shaping the ecosystems that will enable a very dramatic shift in the way we travel, in the way we commute.
So that's a wrap at our special look at the Auto Expo that's happening right now in the nation's capital. It's on till the 11th. So if you want to come in and look at some of what we've showed you today, remember you can do that. And of course, we'll have plenty more details and much closer looks at all the vehicles that we've brought you on the Car and Bike Show this weekend on NETV 24/7. Thanks very much for watching. The news headlines are up next.